Hello, Mrs. So here. So, this is a video with an update on the upcoming patch on September 28th. For consoles so far, it will be the Omega patch and also introducing the Age of Apocalypse event, which also comes with an Age of Apocalypse operation. Now, the stream has just finished. It's meanwhile 4:30 a.m., something like that. So excuse me if I might confuse anything. So I will post all the info in the description, also the important links, so you can also read that up. Otherwise, let's have a look, or better, a listening at what has been mentioned. So the stream has been mostly focused on Age of Apocalypse and not so much on the Omega Prestige system, basically not at all, or other questions or feedback the community had. So Age of Apocalypse won't only be an operation, it will also be an event, though we don't have info, as it will be something like Defenders, where you could earn a Marvelous Loot Box every day. Now, the four horse women they introduced, they are original creations by Gazillion. We have Magik, Psylocke, Storm, and Jean. Magik is Famine, Psylocke is War, Storm is Pestilence, and Jean is Death. Now there will also be a new cosmetic tab, and it will also have an emote tab now. Now emotes will be equippable items, so we don't know if how they drop, if it's random drops or from certain enemies. No info on that yet. Now the four horsewomen that we have, they will also be available as basically super enhanced costumes, so no prices or anything were given. But every new of the four costumes will come with one new power. Now the new power for Jean is called Spirit Tomb. It's a circular AoE attack on the ground. Basically I think it were floating skulls, so causing probably damage over time, maybe weakening the enemy. The new power for Magik is Plague Disc. It's also ground based, and it seems like it's two discs running around in circles in lines and causing fissures on the floor. So we saw that in the training room. The power for Psylocke will be Psychic Ballista. It's basically a psychic turret, or a ballista in that case, standing there and shooting arrows for a certain amount of time. And Storm will have Acid Rain. And I was busy typing in between, summarizing the info from the stream, so I'm not sure if we actually saw Acid Rain. If so, I missed it, so I can't describe it. I will also post the link to the archived stream as soon as it's available. Now, the Age of Apocalypse event is started by a new NPC in Avengers Tower. It's Archangel, and he unlocks the waypoint to northern Egypt. Now, when you get there, you will be in the Quinjet flying over Egypt, and the first area that we also saw were the ruins of En Sabanur. So, for those who don't know, En Sabanur is actually the name of Apocalypse. Now, the horsewomen you fight during the operation or event, they will appear in random order. What we saw on the stream was Psylocke came first, and then we fought Magik. All the horsewomen will have ground affecting powers when you fight them. Probably also, I'm not sure if, for instance, Psylocke also uses her ballista if you fight her. Really haven't paid attention to that. And this was a bit disappointing. Maybe we simply understood it wrong, because the second fight with Magik, there was Apocalypse in the room basically as an energy projection. You could see the upper half of his body sticking out of the floor. So people assume that you don't actually fight Apocalypse, but just this projection. So yeah, it would be a pity because they showed a full model for Apocalypse. So I don't know if people simply understood that incorrectly. So we have to see come September 28th. Um, Now, there, as already mentioned, is also, of course, the Omega patch that comes with a new difficulty and also new items. Omega items basically will be like cosmic items, but instead of the cosmic affix, you will have Omega set bonuses. Now, depending on how many items you equip of one set, you can receive 1 to 2 bonuses. So far it seems most of them will be passive bonuses like higher crit rating or higher brute rating, and also basically passive attack skills like spawning turrets, spawning flame tornadoes, spawning I think another tornado on dashing, for instance, was mentioned. So with the first patch, there will be 30 Omega sets, and they can appear on equipment for every character. So every character can be able to receive all the sets. On the other hand, it will obviously take ages if you not only need a full set for your character or want it with 5 times the same set bonus on all 5 equipment pieces, but in addition also, of course, with decent stats. So um, we also don't know if the crafting will change, for instance, but that will definitely take forever. Though at least it has been confirmed, not on stream, but before, that every boss that you kill will or defeat will actually drop an Omega item. Now, Omega difficulty is accessed again by a trial, and it was a bit of a pity because Jean Grey was in full Omega gear, and they weren't able to beat the trial. They died pretty early, and they tried it later on Storm. I'm not sure. I don't think they succeeded. I was typing there, and then they tried to do the operation on Omega difficulty with a Jean fully geared with Omega gear, and Psylocke basically one-shot him, or the guy playing, and then um, she was an insane bullet sponge. So basically, it will simply take forever to kill bosses, even though they were fully geared in Omega gear already. So yeah, they basically came up with bullet sponges and weren't able to beat their own trial. And we have to do it, of course, without Omega gear because we can't enter Omega difficulty before the trial, and only after we pass the trial and are on Omega difficulty we can earn Omega items. So it's probably gonna annoy a lot of people, in particular with weaker characters like, for instance, my favorite Black Panther, or of course Ant-Man, who's, as probably everyone agrees on, pretty much bottom tier in the game. Now, I didn't pay attention or didn't notice, but someone posted on the official forums that seems the bonus XP for Omega difficulty is 400%. Then, let's have a look. What else did I note? Oh yeah, JZB on the stream, they weren't quite sure if you can still couch co-op the trials, but he assumed that it's still possible. So even though Gazillion at some point said they wanted to adjust it or get rid of it, it seems to still be in the game. Unfortunately, there were no news on Black Bolt. He has been announced by Marvel.com to with different other Black Bolt events of other games, mobile and not. And all that Agent Pilot, the new community manager, had to add was that there will be news on Black Bolt this week, and that he hopes people will like it, but for now they don't have anything else to share. So that pretty much sounds like he will be delayed. So he was supposed to tie in with the TV Inhumans, as the TV show The Inhumans, coming out already in IMAX movies, but also coming out on TV or streaming by the end of the week. So let's hope he will still come out sooner than later, because actually that is the character I plan on maining. Um, then, very important, there will be a Q&A with, as far as I know, Von Dorman, the executive producer, and also Orren, who so far mostly posted on the PC forums. So we are supposed to share our questions on the forums, on Twitter, on Facebook, email, also feedback, of course, and then they will try to answer them during that Q&A in 2 weeks. So we didn't get an exact date. Around November, they want to unify all three platforms, so Xbox One, PS4, and PC, and from that time onwards, they also try to get out updates at the same time for all platforms. Um, we should also provide feedback, by the way, on which characters we would like to receive Omega Prestige next. So, yeah, if you like Omega Prestige, you can do that, and hope they take into consideration your feedback and your wishes. It's sorry, like as I said before, it's getting late here. So, yeah, the other thing is they basically didn't answer any questions. I asked several times if, for instance, the Omega Prestige packs that will be available will actually be available for people that already own the character without characters. That wasn't answered at all. They referred us to the Q&A in 2 weeks, and therefore we also don't know what about the new characters that are coming up, which will be the 4 horsewomen. So no other Omega Prestige characters planned for the coming update, and I will post the links someone already created. A man has no name. On the official forums, he created the topic to gather all the questions and feedback from people. And another thing that might be important, so it seems Gazillion is hiring again, and they have some VR game, possibly Star Trek related, coming out in March 2018. Now, let's hope that doesn't affect Marvel Heroes Omega, because so far it seems they were pretty, or spread pretty thin, so having another game to focus on now, let's hope it doesn't affect our game or Marvel Heroes Omega in any negative way. That's it so far, so if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and I will try to get back to you, probably only in about 12 to 14 hours from now, because now I need to, or at least try to catch 1 hour of sleep, and then after work I will check back with any comments or suggestions. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day, a good night, whatever time zone you're living in. Bye bye.